Feeling overwhelmed by climate change? Looking for sustainable and ethical brands to support? Then Ethic is perfect for you. Ethic is a simple browser extension that helps you find sustainable and ethical brands online. Learn more at ethyk.org, ethyk.org.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, and welcome back to Realistic Sustainability. I'm Mike, and I am here with Nick.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
How'd you like that enthusiasm I gave there?
Well, since you totally skipped my answer to how are you, your enthusiasm was great, but now I'm taking it personal.
Okay, I'm fine.
That's better.
Well, it's time. It is time for us to do a show about Halloween again. So last time we did Nick's Unsustainable Halloween. I keep forgetting to add the Nicks because these are your series.
I don't know if I'd call it my series, but I do find a little bit of joy in it.
So we kind of hit a bunch of topics last time. And this time I kind of want to drill down a little more on just this year candy.
Corn. Gotcha.
Oh, it's on the paper somewhere, which before we start, and I know we usually go through some bantering and this and that, and I'm jumping us right to the show, but every time I see candy corn, I have this thought in my head that I don't know where I got it from, how it became something I say all the time. Every time I see candy corn, my answer is, I think all candy corn was actually made in the early 1900s, and they keep a silo somewhere full of it. And just before the holidays, they fill up bags in production from that silo, send it to all the stores where it doesn't get purchased. And those stores send it back and they pour it in the top. I think it was like 1 week of production. It filled a silo and we're just still working through it.
That makes sense to me. Every time I see it, I was looking at, wow, this person must really love candles. Because that's what it tastes like. Wax.
It's not an appealing candy.
No, I don't like it.
So I don't know where I got that from or why I've decided to say it, but now I say it every Halloween. And there's a reasonable chance that if we go back to last year's Halloween special, I probably said it then too.
Yeah, I think we did. It's just not something I'm a big fan of. To be honest, my favorite part about the candy on Halloween is the discounted candy the day after Halloween. I don't like candy corn at all. I just think it's gross. My wife loves it.
Oh, so there is at least one person that eats it. So the silo has to slowly drop.
Yeah, it does. About 2 bags a year.
So, well, in the U.S., we are going to spend $3.1 billion is the projection this year on Halloween candy, which, by the way, is up from last year. We had a steep dip during COVID, which, by the way, during COVID, it dropped really, really far. Still $2 billion. Just saying. We couldn't even go to stores and buy it. No, in the United States.
I was hoping.
How the heck did we find that much candy? But
okay, well, the question is this the pre-Halloween or is this the day after markdown stuff?
This is October 1st through, the month of October. Total month of October. But think about during COVID. COVID, we couldn't even, I don't think we could go get it yet, could we?
Walmart was still open. Walmart never closed.
Well, okay, so maybe we could go shopping, but there's no people coming to our house. Remember, they were coming up with like chutes, designs to send candy through chutes.
Yeah, and I agree. And my patent for a candy bazooka was rejected. That's a joke to anyone listening. But to be fair, most couples, if you will, really only buy the candy they like because they only plan on giving a little bit out because most people don't actually have a lot of trick-or-treating. I'm not saying there's no trick-or-treating ever in neighborhoods, but what I've noticed is a steep decline. Most of the time, trick-or-treating is done what are called trunk-or-treats, where it'll be like in a parking lot or at a church or like a basketball gym where the community gathers and the kids do their thing and everyone has fun, cider donuts, and they go home. Very rarely do I see communities that actually trick or treat. I'm sure they're there, but it's not very often. Boston.
Welcome to Durant, where we shut down the city for kids to trick or treat for the window of time. The officers are at the corners giving candy away. It's the whole town is pretty much shut down, so kids can just run around and beg for food.
That's I love that. I love panhandling sweets. It's beautiful.
So out of that $3.1 billion, the average person who celebrates Halloween is going to spend pretty close to $28 in candy to either A, give away, or slowly eat and realize that they don't have any candy to give away and turn the light off.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It really is.
And the funny stat that I did not notice is 30% of Halloween candy sales are online. Do you buy your Halloween candy online? I buy a ton of things online. Halloween candy has never made that list.
So I buy candy online. It's not necessarily for Halloween, but it would make sense. So if people want to do, I'd be willing to bet that like in that number somewhere tucked in there is a huge amount of orange and black candies from Amazon. Because Amazon, you can buy all different kinds of candies in like specific colors. And like I do a candy table for catering, and so I match it to the bride and groom's wedding colors. And so I'm not surprised at that. I don't personally. I'm usually, like I said, I'm a day after, get it 75% off kind of guy, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Amazon is becoming like part of our daily life.
So I'm trying to decide, do we do another make you guess? I don't think I have a top 10 America's favorite candies for Halloween.
Do it. Make me guess.
I wish everybody could see Nick's face right now. It almost looks like it's in pain.
I am the number one person who loves to prove myself wrong. Let's do it.
All right. Well, so do you want all 10? Is that what you're trying to accomplish here? Or are you thinking maybe 5?
Whatever you want to do, I'm going to do. Let's do it.
Because I'm just going to tell you number 10 because I simply don't believe it. This is candy propaganda.
So hold on, is this going to be like number 10, like as in the last one on the list, or the one that sold the most?
This is the last one on the list. So this is the top 10 favorite candies in the United States for Halloween.
Halloween Peeps.
Not even on the list.
They're good. They don't exist. I just wanted to make sure.
But number 10 would make Heather proud.
Candy corn.
It is freaking candy corn. It can't be true. They're putting it on there to fool us into thinking we should be buying it too. That's the only reason why it's there.
I'd agree.
Number 9. Tell you what, I will give you the first 5, these 10 through 6, but you have to guess the top 5. How's that?
Whatever makes you happier.
I think that does.
Okay.
It. That's going to make me happy. Okay, so number 9, Tootsie Pops, which, I like them. They're easy to give out. They're not outrageously expensive.
And they ensure dentist visits all the time.
The number 8, well, all of these do, especially for 100-year-old candy corn. Number 8, Snickers. So it did not crack the top 5. Number 7, Hershey Kisses, which I always thought was a little small to be given out, but okay. And number 6, to me, this is surprising because I also broke it down by state. Sour Patch Kids. So those are the top 6, and there's no way, 0 chance that you will get number 5.
There's 0 chance that I'm going to get number 5?
0 chance. I could give you,
Crunch Bar.
Crunch Bar?
Yeah.
Not on the list.
Okay.
I'll give you 3 chance. How about to make this a sporting event, something where you have a chance? I'll give you 3 at each one of these. So Crunch Bar is not on the list. You can't bring it up again because there's no reason to.
Swedish Fish.
Swedish Fish is not in the top 10, but I will tell you there is a state that is their number 1 candy.
That's disgusting. Okay.
That's 2 guesses. You got 1 more.
The first one was a practice. Let's see. Number 5. I can't guess it. So it must be something obscure or something
I'm gonna give you a hint. Think movie theater box candies.
Mike and Ike's?
No, but it's kind of close. Hot tamales.
Oh, disgusting. Why?
Hot tamales. It's the I'm trying to think of the cinnamon liquors of candy, but it's
Fireball.
I was thinking hot damn actually, but I could not believe that was number 5. There is, I believe, multiple states that is their favorite candy. So number 4. Should I give you any hints, like if it's chocolate or just like a sugary, fruity thing?
You can, if you want to give me hints, that's fine. I mean, we only have 4 more guesses, and I think I know 2 of them. I just don't know where they're going to fall.
Okay, so number 4, it's not a chocolate.
That's not fair. It should all be chocolate. All the best ones are chocolate. Gosh darn it. Let's see. What kind of Starburst?
You just nailed number 4.
I got one. Go me.
You just look like you hurried up to write it down. Like you were like, haha, nailed it.
I'm actually writing them all down so I don't say the same thing twice.
So, well, you got one. Number 3.
Hey, hold on. I got 2. I had candy corn as well. Don't take that away from me.
Yeah, but I said Heather. That gave it away.
I don't care. What did you win by an inch or a mile? Winning's winning.
Number 3 is a chocolate candy.
All right, so number 3, if it's a chocolate candy, I'm just gonna take one and say that I got 3 guesses on all of these. I'm gonna say that my first one is a Reese's pumpkin.
For number 3, that is not it at all.
Okay, so that must be number 1 or 2 because it's on the list. Then it's got to be M&M's.
You're getting kind of good at this game. It is number 3 is M&M's. Number 2 is not a chocolate.
Not a chocolate. Skittles.
Nailed it. Starting to think maybe you're psychic here. Did you practice? No. Did you actually research through this thing yet?
I've never practiced. I don't research, but I've been eating candy for 35 years, Michael.
And the number 1 most popular candy in the United States.
It better be a Reese's pumpkin.
Well, it doesn't say pumpkin. It just says Reese's.
Pumpkin.
But yeah, Reese's peanut butter cups. Number 1 in all of the United States.
It's because they're delicious. The pumpkins are better though.
So 172 million people plan to celebrate Halloween. And 95% of them plan to buy candy. I think that's 95% plan to buy, 5% end up buying. Because I feel like everybody is purchasing it. The next thing, if you live in Oregon, please let me know if this is true. But I received a stat that says in Oregon, full-size candy bars are the norm for trick-or-treating. They do not do fun size. They don't do fun size.
Well, it's kind of insulting.
Because there's nothing fun about having less.
There's nothing fun about having to open 6 wrappers for 1 full-size candy bar, or the equivalent of it.
So actually, Oregon's being slightly more sustainable because wrappers are a huge waste. Those things last 10 to 20 years.
With bad music the whole time.
Well, not that kind of wrappers. They ever tell you I did that in college, by the way?
Yeah, Eminem, let's talk about
it. So at the university, someone got very, very mad. Someone put a bowl of candy down and people ate it and left all the wrappers laying around. So they put a note that says, stop leaving your wrappers laying around. So I printed out Jay-Z and Eminem and all them and cut them out and laid them all over the table and left the sign there and left. Hilarious. But no, I do have stats about that because there's every person is going to create a pound of waste when it comes to wrappers over the candy they receive. That is,
everyone eats that much, or is that just breaking the amount down that was sold?
Well, that's in a sense that they assume that whatever's sold is primarily going to go out there. Actually, there is a waste factor for candy too. I think it's almost 30% of the candy gets wasted.
I'm not surprised by that because generally, kids go out, they trick or treat, they always come home and they dump out their bags. Their parents take their candy tax, and kids only really eat what they like first, and then some of the other stuff. Like, let's say Tootsie Rolls are a good example, or Smarties, like in my household, will get eaten like maybe a week later when all the good stuff's gone. And then about a month later, we throw away whatever's left. Because we don't, like, I mean, if Heather and I go through the kids' candy, there's a couple things I might snatch a Twix or a Snickers, but I don't eat 3/4 of the stuff they get. It's just, I don't know, I don't care for most of it. I like chocolate. I mean, I do like candy, but it's not, I don't like most of that stuff.
I think anytime you're getting what is given, you didn't choose it. So not all of it is something that you actually like. And it kind of sits there. It's like no one gives it away to someone else just in case they might want it later, but it does. For years, we used to have candy that sat there through the cycle. I started putting it in the kids' lunches as little surprise snacks and stuff just to get it out of the house. But
why is my chocolate turning white? It's way too old. Throw it away.
Right. So all these wrappers are going to end up either in a landfill or a water source. Honestly, 1 pound per person per 172 million Americans each will create 1 pound of waste in wrappers.
Let's do some math real quick. Now you got me curious, Michael.
Why?
I'll tell you in a second. For the first time ever, Google did not know what I wanted to write. Because normally when I go to type something, it knows exactly what I want to know.
It knows you.
Not right now, it doesn't. Oh, Lord have mercy. Your brother is not smart, you know that? And by I mean me, not the other one.
Did you just multiply 172 times 1?
Not exactly. Why?
No, just my guess.
Why would I multiply 172 times 1?
172 million Americans with a pound of trash each. It's
No,
172 million pounds of trash.
No, I'm trying to figure out, and I'm struggling here. I'm trying to figure out how many grams one single fun size wrapper weighs. I doubt it's even a gram. It's probably like a half gram. Because if you're telling me that there is a pound of waste in wrappers, if you do that by the fun size one, and my math is terrible, but there's 28 grams in an ounce. There's 16 ounces in a pound, and if there's like let's just say they weigh a gram each. So let's say 28 times 16, because my brain doesn't work as well as all you geniuses out there. Here's a calculator. That's 448 for a 448. My God, that's a lot of candy.
On top of the fact that candy that they collect on average for kids in that one night are going to collect anywhere between 3,500 and 7,000 calories.
Yeah, that makes sense if it's a pound of chocolate.
And on the first night, the average consumption is up to 3 cups of sugar, 144 teaspoons.
And just candy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because the average American on a normal day already consumes 22 teaspoons. And an average kid on a normal day averages 33 teaspoons. But on Halloween that day, and it says average, which scares the crap out of me because there's some kids that aren't getting a lot of candy eaten in one day, which means there's some that are binging, like serious puke and rally kind of work. 3 cups of sugar, 144 teaspoons.
That's insane.
That's a lot of sugar.
That is I'm all hyped up a Mountain Dew, yes.
Right. So one of the problems that we run into is when it comes to sustainability, not only is the wrappers thing a problem and the production and the embodied energy and all those things we talk about, or that it takes anywhere from 10 to 20 years for them to break down and start to biodegrade. But chocolate itself is a massively intense process. For a couple of reasons. It uses an insane amount of water. It is one of those productions where they just clear cut all the trees, all the natural forest to put into cocoa plants and trees. And so in Africa, it has caused massive deforestation. So not only does it take a ton of water to grow, it has to grow in places that don't have a ton of water, but we completely strip the environment to grow it.
Sounds like a winning strategy to me.
So
really, obviously.
Nowhere near remotely close to sustainable. On top of the fact that in many countries, it is some of the most vulnerable vulnerable community members that are employees. Quite often, children, lots and lots of children working in the chocolate industry. It is considered like one of the worst foods for carbon footprint. And it is several of the top candies that we binge during the holiday season. Just Halloween. We haven't even talked about Christmas and Easter and all these other ones. These are just Halloween numbers.
Well, yeah, I mean, chocolate has become a staple in American culture, and I'm sure it's like that all over the world, but we love chocolate. We use it everywhere. And so when it comes to chocolate, all these candy companies, these Reese's and these Hershey's Kisses and all these, I mean, that's cheap chocolate, but it's still chocolate. And they go through a lot of it.
Yeah. So you have, chocolate has its own problems. Its production process, where it comes from. It's got all this embodied energy. But sometimes we forget it also includes milk. So in some of our past shows, we've talked about commercial ag. And we know the carbon footprint that the beef and commercial ag for milk and, dairy, what kind of footprint they have. So not only is chocolate a big deal with how it is grown, but then we're going to mix it with milk and make milk chocolate. That is why it is one of the far worst products when it comes to sustainability and carbon footprint.
Well, you're just being anti-American now, Michael. Next, you'll be coming after the ranch and bacon.
You do know this episode is called Unsustainable Halloween, right?
I heard what you said, but this is for the children, Michael. But I totally, I get it. I'm with you.
Well, another part is that $400 million worth of that $3.1 billion. And by the way, that $3.1 billion isn't all of Halloween. That is just candy. That is not costumes or anything else. Decor. $400,000 of that is likely to be wasted because someone got something they didn't like. It sits in the cupboard until it goes bad and they throw it out.
Yeah, there's only so much time you can spend trading candy with your friends, so you're all circulating the same stuff no one wants.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of things you can do to make it overly sustainable. You give out oranges, kids are going to bomb your house.
That's
you give
accurate.
out, you start giving out pencils and things that they're going to use. They're not going to be happy. Maybe it's a one candy with something else, but you start giving out oranges, you're going to have a marked home.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to take this too far down a rabbit hole because I know
Yes,
a lot of people enjoy Halloween. They like to dress up. They like to have a good time. We want to cover some of this just so people know. But I did find it really interesting to go by state and see the favorite candy. You want to hear it? You just stared at me.
I don't know if I want to do all 50, but let's give it a shot.
I have all 50.
All right, I'll start writing.
No, we're not going to guess. We won't guess them.
Aww.
I think that we would have to have a part 2, I think, if that was the part 2 of part 2.
Where's your sense of adventure?
It'd be Unsustainable Halloween part 2 squared.
That's 4 for anyone that doesn't know that.
There's a lot of the same ones on here, though. So these are just the favorite for Halloween, not the whole year. But Maine is Sour Patch Kids. New Hampshire, M&M's. Vermont, M&M's, probably because they're so close to each other. They share. Massachusetts is more Sour Patch Kids. Connecticut really kind of jumps off the rails and goes Almond Joy, which I didn't know was anybody's favorite. I like them, but they're not my favorite.
Most people forget Connecticut exists, so that's good.
Right. Sour Patch Kids is Sour Patch. I said that it's New York. New York likes Sour Patch Kids. See, I'm tired.
That's ironic. New York is full of Sour Patch Kids.
New Jersey is Tootsie Pops. Delaware, Sour Patch Kids. Maryland is Hershey Kisses. Pennsylvania, Hershey Mini Candy Bars.
I wonder why.
Rhode Island, Twix.
Yes.
So Twix
Rhode Island for the win. I'm okay with that.
West Virginia, Blow Pops. The Virginia, Hot Tamales. So that's how
surprise me.
We got some states leading in the hot tamale run there. We have
most likely in the South.
North Carolina, Reese's. South Carolina, Butterfinger.
I forgot all about those.
I know. See, I like those, but they make my teeth hurt. I just can't eat them very much.
It's like eating a delicious piece of concrete.
Then you have Georgia, #1 candy, Swedish Fish.
Ugh.
Don't go trick-or-treating in Georgia. Florida is Reese's. I can't believe it's a chocolate because it just melts. Alabama.
It's only if you have them long enough.
Alabama is Skittles. Kentucky, Reese's. Ohio, M&M's. For a minute there, I thought they were going to just say like bread or something. Sorry, Ohio. I'm kidding. Michigan, Starburst.
Really?
Michigan. We are the Starburst state.
Our state shaped like a glove, like a mitten. It should be M&M's. They have an M. We have an M. It's a match made in obesity, Michael. That's what it should be.
You're just thinking about camping. That's all you're thinking about.
I absolutely am camping in Michigan with M&M's.
Yes, we did. Indiana, Starburst. So it must be a regional thing. Wisconsin, Butterfinger. Illinois, Sour Patch Kids. Minnesota, Hot Tamales. That's our second hot tamale state.
I'm thoroughly surprised at Minnesota's hot tamales. I am not surprised that Illinois is Sour Patch Kids. It is the same exact thing as New York.
Iowa, M&M's. Here's a new one. Missouri, Milky Ways.
Okay.
Where I lost my spot. Oh, Arkansas, Butterfinger. There's a lot of Butterfingers for Butterfinger not making the top 10. Louisiana, Lemon Heads.
What?
I forgot they existed. Lemon Heads, yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually had one.
Texas is Starburst. Oklahoma, Skittles. Kansas, M&M's. There's a lot of M&M's on this thing. Nebraska, Sour Patch Kids. South Dakota, Jolly Ranchers.
Okay, well.
North Dakota, Hot Tamales. Someone is doing an amazing job marketing Hot Tamales. I don't know who you... I hope you're listening. You're fantastic. You've done an excellent job. Montana, Twix. So that's our second Twix. Wyoming is Reese's. Colorado is Hershey Kisses. New Mexico is the mini Hershey bars. Arizona is Hershey Kisses. Utah, Tootsie Pops. Idaho, Snickers. Washington, Tootsie Pops. Oregon, M&M's. Nevada, Hot Tamales.
Hold on. Was that a inappropriate
No, that's
metaphor there?
That's what the notes say.
Okay, well, I go to Vegas
California.
and ask for hot tamales. You know what I'm talking about.
California, they went with the Reese's. Sour Patch
Really
Kids
tough.
in Alaska, and Hawaii likes the mini Hershey bars. So all 50 states. I think there's a few surprises in there, but I just thought it was fun to read them off. I know we're not celebrating the concept of tiny candy bars and the waste that comes along with them, but we're playing along a little.
Well, if I would have said hot tamales every time, I would have been correct nearly 10% of the time.
Would you ever have thought that that's an answer?
No, they sound disgusting. I don't like them.
They're cinnamon.
I love cinnamon. I don't think cinnamon should be hot or spicy.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can't say that. I like so much cinnamon it burns in my mouth. It doesn't matter if it's tea or candy or something. I like it where it's very strong.
Yeah, I like strong cinnamon too, but like, look, let me put this into perspective. I used to love cinnamon. Then somewhere around 2014 or 15, I did that cinnamon dragon challenge. My life has never been the same since. And I don't know if you've ever done that. Don't.
Just a mouthful of cinnamon.
It's a tablespoon full of cinnamon right on your tongue. You have to chew and swallow with no liquid.
Just the dryness of that would be a challenge.
Well, it's why it's called the cinnamon dragon challenge, because the moment you try to breathe in, it makes you cough, and then as you cough out, it's a plume of cinnamon. And it is not for the faint of heart or the weak of palate. I don't like it. I did it, and it's ruined me on cinnamon, sir. Now I only use cinnamon sticks. Like if I'm cooking with cinnamon, I put a whole stick in something. When the dish is done, the stick comes out. There's no more ground cinnamon anywhere.
You don't want to make that mistake twice? You afraid that might happen?
Well, I'm not afraid that might happen, but after that, I developed a peculiar irritation. Like I just hate the grittiness cinnamon gives things. Even things where most people wouldn't notice it, I taste it. Like if it's in a sauce, like a vanilla sauce, or it's an ice cream, I taste it and I don't like it. The texture just drives me crazy.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's a great way until we get in the show is your disdain for cinnamon now. So that's all we have this week. Yes, I know my brain buffered. Maybe I should leave that in this time. Thank you all because no one knows I do that almost every time. I never can transition to a close. 3 years later, it still happens.
The best part is, though, it's not that you can. You start to, and it starts to be really good, whether you're 1 second in or 10 seconds in. And it's just like someone pulls the cord, and it's just like freezes.
Anyways, thank you all for taking the time to listen to us and join us on this show. We really do appreciate it. If you'd enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend or on social media. If you want to help realistic sustainability, if you've been listening for a while, you know what to do. Click a like, leave a comment, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. These are all things that we absolutely love to see, and it helps people find us too. Last, if you think realistic sustainability brings value to your life and you want to help us out a little more, well, go to greeninyourlife.org/podcast or go to anchor.fm and search realistic sustainability. Those are 2 places where you can support us. Either by a one-time donation or simply sign up for a monthly one. 99 cents is the lowest one you can do. You can support us for less than $12 a year. And we do appreciate it. It does help us out. Thank you so very much for listening. And remember, we only get together like this, not only to be entertained by Nick's wit, but to get a little bit better each week. Little bit, big bit. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Mike.
And I'm Nick.
And we'll see you next week.